Good morning, everyone. I hope you can hear me. If you can hear me, please a message to let us know that you can hear. All right. Oh, that's fine. Thank you. If during presentation, if there is any questions you may have, just add them in, but they will be addressed after the presentation. Also note that this presentation is being recorded so that it can be used for you to share with members of your family or your colleagues. And today, bearing in mind the focus of the audience today, we will be mainly focusing on the business element and how it will affect you. Today, presenting will be my colleague Paige Halford, and I will be in the background, and we will take your question and answers afterwards. So I'll mute myself and hand over to Paige. I think we will wait for a couple of minutes to give people a chance to log in. Okay, I'll mute myself and go into presentation mode. If there are any issues, just let me know.
So good morning all, my name is Paige Halford, I'm one of the Senior Clean Air Zone Officers and my area of work is on the Heavy Duty Vehicle Fund. If you can go to the next slide please, Kanchan. So Birmingham's Clean Air Zone, some of you may know that the Clean Air Zone is due to come into force on the 1st of June 2021 and Birmingham is introducing a Type D Clean Air Zone. So what does that mean? All of the vehicles listed below will be charged and the daily charge will apply for a 24-hour period. Cars, taxis and vans will be charged at £8 and heavy goods vehicles, coaches and buses £50 a day. The drivers must pay within an allocated payment window, which is a 13-day payment window, six days before the entry, the day of the entry to the zone and the day after, and 6 days after, sorry. The Clean Air Zone itself covers all roads within the A4540, but not the ring road itself. Next slide, please, Kanchan. So who will incur the charge? So to avoid paying to drive into the Clean Air Zone, all vehicles will need to meet a certain criteria depending on the fuel type. So diesel Euro 6 standard or better, petrol or LPG Euro 4 standard or better, gas Euro 6 standard or better, fully electric and hydrogen fuel cells are all compliant. The hybrid electric, so the diesel or petrol element must meet the above criteria. If you meet those, then your vehicle will not be charged. There is a government vehicle checker which we can share in the chat and share with you after in order for you to check whether your vehicle is compliant or not. Next slide, please, Kanchan. So measures to support the introduction of the CAS. So what may you be entitled to if your vehicle is not compliant? So as a business, we have two different types of commercial exemptions. The first one is a commercial vehicles exemption for vehicles and businesses registered within the CAS. That's a maximum of 2 vehicles per company, and that's for a duration of 1 year. Commercial vehicles with an existing finance agreement beyond the 1st of June 2021, again, is for the duration of a year. Now, if you have any employees and your business is based within the zone, those employees may be entitled to a short-term exemption. If they travel into the CAS for work and they earn less than £30,000 and work for a minimum of 18 hours per week, then they may also be entitled for a 1-year exemption. We also have residents exemptions for 2 years and visitors to hospitals within the CAS 1-year exemptions as well. So the heavy duty vehicle fund, what is it? Heavy duty vehicle fund is a £10.05 million grant fund in order to assist SMEs with non-compliant vehicles to get ready for the launch of the zone. In order to be eligible, you must be an SME, you must own or lease non-compliant vehicles, your business must be West Midlands based, and you must conduct commercial operations within the clean air zone. Next slide, please. So an SME, for the purposes of our fund, you have to be an SME that's been actively trading for more than 12 months. And the definition of an SME, you must employ fewer than 250 people and or have an annual turnover not exceeding €50 million or an annual balance sheet not exceeding €43 million. Own or lease compliant vehicles. The heavy duty vehicle fund can support vehicles from 3.5 tonnes up to 44 tonnes, where the classification is either N2, N3 or M3. Now, we've included the definitions on here. There's also a link at the top for a government page that defines them as well, and we will share this presentation after, should you need those definitions. So business location and frequency of use. So we cover the West Midlands. All of the areas that can see on the map fall within our definition of the West Midlands. If there are any uncertainty as to whether you may fall within the eligible area, there'll be an email address at the end of our presentation. Please do email us. We have a postcode checker that we can check and confirm before you submit an application that you are eligible. CAS zone usage, so you must be conducting commercial operations more than once a week per week over a 3-month period. We understand that with COVID and the situation at the moment, that the business operations within the zone most recently may have been slightly reduced. So we can accept evidence pre-COVID, and we're also accepting different types of evidence in order to support the businesses in demonstrating that. So you may have vehicle trackers. You may have evidence of contracts from within the zone. You may be based within the zone and your business location itself being here would be the eligibility criteria. You may have parking permits. There's a whole host of information that you can supply in order to evidence that. You can submit that to our team, again, in advance of completing an application if you're unsure of whether you would meet the criteria. So evidence of eligibility criteria in a bit more detail. To evidence you're an SME, we require the most recent 2 years full accounts. If your business is part of a group, then we need consolidated group accounts. So the SME definition would be applicable to all businesses within that group. If your management accounts, if your last approved accounting period is more than 6 months old, we will also require management accounts up to the present day. To demonstrate non-compliant vehicle ownership, we require a copy of the full V5C documentation. And when we check your vehicle's registration in the government vehicle checker, it must confirm that it's non-compliant. And again, as previously mentioned, CAS zone usage, we need evidence of entry to the CAS more than once a week for a period of 3 months. That could be current or previous contracts, vehicle tracker reports, parking, or your business being based within the zone. So what can you apply for? we have a combination of offers available, and you can have support from each of them to make up a full application if you are entitled to. There are eligibility criteria that I will discuss in a moment, but what is available? So we have purchase of compliant vehicles, a maximum grant contribution of up to £15,000 per vehicle. Lease of a compliant vehicle, again, a maximum contribution of £15,000 per vehicle. Retrofit of non-compliant vehicles, so if you intended to keep your vehicle but retrofit, £15,000 again per vehicle. Or relocation and exit lease costs, up to a maximum of £15,000 per SME. So what I wanted to highlight here is, based on our current eligibility criteria, within our guidance notes, we have a definition of road freight and non-road freight businesses. Now, road freight businesses are not entitled under current state aid rules to the purchase or lease of a compliant vehicle. They are still eligible for retrofit support or relocation and exit lease costs. Non-road freight businesses can apply for any combination of those four, up to the state aid limits as per our website. We have been notified from the 1st of January, new subsidy regime has been brought into place, and we are currently seeking legal guidance on that. If there are any changes to the state aid rules or as to the eligibility of the different types of businesses, that will be updated on our website. Next slide, please, Kanchan. So, checklist of evidence for the application. We've previously mentioned accounts and management accounts, if applicable. V5C documentation, vehicle usage documentation. Now, we also require a bank statement. That bank statement should be in the applicant business's name and show the account name and account number. It should be a full month bank statement from within the last 2 months. We also require quotes, a preferred supplier quote for each of the items that you intend to purchase. And if applicable, if you're leasing or intending to enter into a hire purchase agreement, we require evidence of that agreement. So the application process. The review itself will take between 6 to 8 weeks, subject to the provision of satisfactory supporting evidence. There will be a financial appraisal and project assessment once we've received all of the relevant documentation. If the application is passed at both of those stages, it then will attend either an investment panel or an investment board meeting, depending on the level of grant being requested. So for grant requests under £30,000, we'll attend a panel, and over, we'll attend a board. If approved by the panel or board, you will then be issued a funding agreement. Now, it's important for us to state, no contracts should be agreed, signed or expenditure incurred prior to the signing of this funding agreement. The Heavy Duty Vehicle Fund pays on evidence of defrayal and can only count expenditure incurred after a funding agreement has been entered into. So if you place an order or you sign a contract, those items cannot be considered as part of your application. When we previously mentioned with regards to lease agreements or hire purchase agreements, what we need is an indication of what those are going to be, similar to quotes, but they should not be signed or agreed. From your start date, you will have 6 months to complete the project, and then payment of grant will be made upon satisfactory evidence that the work has been undertaken. So depending on the project itself and what you are looking to do. For example, if you are purchasing a vehicle, we would require evidence of the invoice, evidence of defrayal from your bank statement that payment has been made, and the completion of a claim form, which would be supplied at the point of a funding agreement being issued. That would then be submitted to us. It would be reviewed by a project officer, and once everything has been agreed and confirmed, payment will then be made to the applicant. There is also other government support available. As a plug-in grant scheme, the government's offer financial contribution towards the purchase price of electric or plug-in hybrid vehicles. That's available for vans and heavy goods vehicles. They're also offering grants towards electric charging points. We've included a link on the slide which will again be shared with you, should that be of any interest to anyone. We've also been asked to highlight, so the business fleet payment demonstration. If your vehicle is non-compliant and you have a fleet of vehicles, you will need to be paying for those via the payments portal. Representatives of the government's Joint Air Quality Unit will be doing a demonstration of how that payment system will work. Details of that webinar have been included below. It's free to sign up. It is an online webinar, and we've included again the link there should you wish to attend. So now is an opportunity for you to ask questions. We've included on the slide a link to our website and our email addresses should you have any specific questions to your business that you may not want to share in the public forum. We do welcome anybody to contact us if it's specifically HDV fund related, to the HDV fund email. If it's anything clean air zone related, such as confirmation on exemption eligibility, any specific questions that you may have with regards to the wider clean air zone inbox has also been included. So this is now the opportunity for anybody to ask questions if they have any. I will mute myself and hand back over to my colleague Kanchan.
Thank you, Paige. I see no questions at the moment. We'll wait for a few minutes, but yeah, like Paige mentioned, if there is anything that you may specifically want, you can contact us directly on the email, and we will be sharing the presentation for all those who signed up for this webinar this morning.
If we wait till 20 past, give people the opportunity to put any questions in the Q&A box. If there is something that you want to ask more privately, again, the email address is available and will be circulated by my colleague following this meeting. Thank you all for attending, and hopefully we will hear from you soon.
I think there are no questions, and it's 9:18 now, so I think we will end this session of webinar. And we're just trying to emphasize that it may seem daunting. We are here to help you through this change and also assist you towards the application as well. So feel free to ask us any question. Yes, I've just got a question here from Rachel. Yes, if you can email the HDV inbox and send us your details, we will definitely endeavor to get in touch with you and yeah, answer any of your questions that you may have. Thank you, Paige. Thanks for giving the email address. Okay, it's 9:20 and there aren't any more questions. So thank you for attending this session today. And remember, we have these sessions monthly, and there are so many other webinars that are going on. So please visit our website, Brumbreeds. There's quite a lot of information there for you. Thank you very much.